You didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry.
I see. I understand. I'm sorry for making you feel lonely. Thank you for everything, Fumino. Congratulations on your marriage.
You know, Taketo, I want to break up.
Huh? The time we spent together is precious to us. That's exactly why I was so looking forward to seeing her today, but... The one who told me this without even making eye contact the moment she came to my house was my girlfriend, Fumino Ki, who is 5 years younger than me.
I was thinking about our future, but I don't think we can stay together forever. Taketo, you make time to see me on your days off, but you come home so late on weekdays that we never see each other, right? When we can hardly make time for just the two of us, you know?
I'm Taketo Inoue, a 31-year-old strategic consultant. I make nearly 10 million yen a year, but I'm incredibly busy. I rarely get home before 8 p.m. on weekdays, and I often have to work on weekends too. It's true we couldn't see each other often. Still, I had noticed a shadow occasionally crossing her face since a few months ago. Are you okay? You still seem a bit down.
Yeah, when I thought about how I won't be able to see you for a while after I go home, I felt lonely.
You're right. I'm sorry for being so busy all the time. In that case, maybe we should start thinking about moving in together.
No, we don't have to go that far. We've only been dating for half a year, right?
I have been concerned and brought it up a few times, but to my dismay, I never expected her to break up with me. It all started when we met at an izakaya, hit it off, and exchanged contact info. Fumino knew how busy I was when we started dating, and I made sure to dedicate my private time to her to make up for it. Even so, her dissatisfaction is completely understandable. I'm sorry for making you feel lonely. You're right. If that's the case, why don't we try living together after all? If we live together, not being able to see each other on weekdays won't be a problem anymore. Let's just give it a try. If it doesn't work out, that's fine too. Fumino had said before that it might be too early to move in together, but this could be a good opportunity to take the plunge. However...
You didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry.
Her shoulders trembled, and then Fumino began to cry, tears spilling over like a broken dam. Seeing those tears, I knew without asking that she had reached this conclusion after a lot of agonizing. It would be insensitive of me to press the issue any further. I see. I understand. I'm sorry for making you feel lonely. Thank you for everything, Fumino. In the middle of winter, with spring still far away, I watched Fumino walk away, feeling a deep sense of loneliness as her warmth slipped from my hands. 3 months had passed since then, and the season had turned to spring. After a busy spring dealing with clueless new hires being thrown into the field, just as my memories of her were starting to fade. Oh, he's getting married? A wedding invitation arrived. The sender was Ritsu Kadawaki. He's my cousin, 1 year younger than me. We don't see each other often, but we chat casually when we meet during New Year's and such. Ritsu suffers from ulcerative colitis. It's an intractable disease that causes chronic inflammation and ulcers in the large intestine, and no complete cure has been found. He has to manage it himself and live with it for the rest of his life, going through cycles of relapse and remission. That said, if he manages it well, it doesn't hinder his career. In fact, through hard work, Ritsu secured a corporate research job and earns a high salary of 8 million yen a year. His illness looked really tough. I'm so happy for him that he found someone. It's true he needs special consideration. I was genuinely happy he found a partner to share his future with. However...
Huh?
During the table rounds, the bride who came over to my table was none other than my ex-girlfriend Fumino, who I broke up with half a year ago. Congratulations on your marriage. I never would have thought Ritsu's bride was Fumino. Does this mean I was just her side guy? I heard from his parents that they've been dating for several years, but she dumped me only half a year ago. I thought it was a normal breakup, but I was wrong. Whether she knew it or not, she was two-timing with a guy this close to her actual boyfriend.
Is something wrong, Fumino?
Perhaps she was so busy with the preparations that she didn't realize I was invited. We actually know each other. I never expected she would be the one you're marrying, Ritsu. The family watching our exchange looked delighted, saying, "What a small world. Who could possibly tell the truth in a situation like this?" It was a small mercy that this happened during the table rounds. The bride and groom, who had to visit all the other tables, cut the conversation short and moved on to the next one. I managed to act normal, didn't I? I let out a short, deep breath. It's supposed to be a joyous occasion, but I feel absolutely terrible. I suppressed the loneliness of feeling left out of the celebration and simply wished for my cousin's happiness.
Are you okay?
Huh? The wedding ended with the celebratory mood at its peak. While I was waiting for a taxi, a woman who seemed to be one of the attendees called out to me.
I'm sorry for being so forward all of a sudden. You looked like you were in a bit of pain, so I was worried.
Really?
From an outsider's perspective, people's feelings are surprisingly easy to read. It's basically people watching. At the very least, you didn't look happy that two of your acquaintances were getting married. Wait, how did you know that?
The groom mentioned it during the table rounds. He said it's a small world because she knew his cousin.
I got curious and kept an eye on you after that. And you looked so gloomy.
The groom was smiling happily, but the bride, Fumino, seemed somewhat awkward. She's sharp. When I asked, she told me her name was Reika Watabe, and she was a colleague of Fumino's at work.
I'm not particularly close to her or anything. I just attended today as a coworker from the same department. No matter what you tell me, I won't repeat it to her. And of course, I have no connection to the groom side. Would you like to chat for a bit before going home?
I thought I'd have to swallow my feelings all by myself, without anyone ever understanding. I ended up taking her up on her kind offer, and got into the taxi with her. Once in the taxi, I briefly explained to Reika everything that had happened up to this point. I'm sorry, it's not a very pleasant story to listen to, is it?
No, not at all. I asked you to tell me, so please don't worry about it. Besides, I had vaguely sensed at work that she could be quite selfish, but I never imagined it was to this extent.
Well, I'm completely over her now, especially after finding out I was the one being cheated on. If I was just a fling to her, she'll probably do fine with Ritsu. I don't want to ruin things for the happy couple anyway. Our families have been close since we were kids, and Ritsu has always been a really great guy. He actually has a chronic illness, and it's one that can potentially run in families. Because he went through a lot of hardship, he wanted to make sure that if his children ever developed it, they wouldn't have to suffer like he did. To help advance medical research even a little, he actively participated in clinical trials, completed his PhD, and got a research job at a company.
The groom sounds like a wonderful, family-oriented person.
Although we were heading in the same direction, Reika's house was farther than mine, so I decided to get out of the taxi at the same spot with her. We decided to talk a bit more, so we went to a nearby park. Thank you for listening to me today, Reika. You're very kind.
No, it's nothing.
I kept telling myself not to let it bother me, but honestly, it was really weighing me down. But thanks to you, I feel so much better. Thank you.
Not at all. I was just curious.
Please, don't be modest. You noticed I was hurting, and I could feel your kindness in every word you said. Reika?
When I get praised that much, this is what happens.
A sketchbook? Where did that come from? And what on earth is this drawing?
I'm sorry. I love drawing. And when I get overwhelmed, I have a habit of creating strange creatures to calm myself down.
Strange creatures?
Sorry. I know it's a weird habit and I try to be careful, but I just can't seem to fix it. It's like retreating into my own world helps me calm down a little.
So that's what it was. But it's cute, so I don't think you need to force yourself to stop. It's not like it's bothering anyone. You can totally do it in front of me. Wait.
If you say that, I'll draw even more, you know. Is that okay?
I want to see more of them, so it's totally fine.
You're a strange person. Well then, I'll just draw even more. Take this.
Talking with Reika made the heavy feelings I've been carrying all day bounce away and become incredibly light. The time felt so short. Eventually, we exchanged contact info and parted ways.
You're a strategic consultant, Taketo. I've heard it's a demanding job with a lot of responsibility.
After we exchanged contact, I was wondering how to message her, but she reached out to me first. We coordinated our schedules and ended up going to a cafe together, and here we are. I'm sorry, it was so hard for me to find the time.
No, it's fine. I know it's a very difficult job with a lot of responsibility. In fact, I respect you for it.
By the way, since I'm 5 years older, we agreed she doesn't have to speak so formally with me. It's completely normal for me to get home past 8 p.m. on weekdays. It's rewarding, and I don't mind the grind, but being this busy must be annoying for the people around me.
No, not at all. I think it's wonderful to see someone working so hard at a job that truly tests their abilities. And like this time, I can just adjust my schedule to match yours.
Thank you. It's a relief to hear you say that. I have been wondering if the reason I was nothing more than a flink to Fumino was because I was making good money, but was always too busy. Harboring those insecurities, I felt a huge wave of relief knowing Reika understood my situation. After enjoying lunch and some chat at the cafe, we headed to a large stationery store next. You really like stationery, don't you, Reika?
Yes, it's fun just to collect them. And the kind of drawings I can make changes depending on the stationery.
I come here too, but only to buy work supplies. Coming here for a hobby feels so fresh.
Oh, right. Do you have a planner or something? If there's a page I can draw on.
A planner? I have one, but... Then, Reika took out her ballpoint pen and effortlessly sketched a drawing in the corner.
Lately, I've been really into ballpoint pen illustrations. When I draw them on sticky notes, everyone at work gets so happy.
Wow, it's amazing that you can draw such cute illustrations too.
I know your work is tough, but keep doing your best.
Haha, to think I'd receive such a wonderful lucky charm. Thank you. I'll be working extra hard starting tomorrow. Not only does she understand my work, but she even gave me this much encouragement. Her kindness warmed my heart. By the time the sun set and we said our goodbyes, I realized I was already naturally chasing after her with my eyes. Drawn to each other, the distance between us steadily shrank every time we met. Eventually, we started dating and calling each other by our first names. And just as the blissful time spent with her completely healed the heartbreak of being cheated on.
Taketo? Why are you with Reika?
I unexpectedly bumped into Fumino on a street corner, and she called out to me. We had a chance to talk on the way back from your wedding, and we just hit it off. See ya.
Wait, please, Taketo, listen. I actually wanted to marry you. If you're with Reika, it means you want a girlfriend after all, right? Why don't we get back together?
You married Ritsu. What are you even saying at this point?
No, Ritsu was just my backup. You were my main choice, but Ritsu went and did something on his own.
Yes, in reality, Fumino's true target was me. Ritsu was nothing more than a backup plan.
I was originally dating Ritsu, but I didn't want any regrets, so I kept looking for someone better, and then I met you. I decided that you were the one, and kept Ritsu as a backup. Since Ritsu is a researcher, his schedule is pretty flexible. Whenever I felt lonely because you were busy, I'd just call him and he'd come right away. He has an illness, but if you look past that, he's not a bad insurance policy in case things didn't work out with you, right? So, my plan was to date you for about a year, get engaged, and then break up with Ritsu. But less than half a year after we started dating, I bumped into Ritsu's parents. Oh my, what a lovely lady we have here. Could she be...
Yeah, she is. Her name is Fumino Ki. Isn't she cute?
What? You didn't tell me your parents were coming. I'm so happy you found such a wonderful person. It's a pleasure to meet you. Yes! The pleasure is mine. Ritsu takes such good care of me. And so, the wedding preparations just kept moving forward out of my control, and I had no choice but to break up with you.
In other words, she didn't know I was attending the wedding because she was so bewildered by it all that she couldn't even keep track of the guests Ritsu invited.
Ritsu does have money, he's generous, kind, and has a flexible schedule, but he's sick, you know? His symptoms flared up when we were dating and even after we got married. I truly regret it. I wish I could have married you. You make a lot of money like Ritsu, and you're kind, right? Plus you don't have any illnesses. Even with how busy you are, you're a complete upgrade. Since the moment we started dating, I always considered you my top choice, I swear. So please, let's get back together.
Stop playing the victim and spouting this absolute nonsense.
Ah!
How can you proudly declare that he was your backup? No matter how you look at it, you're the one in the wrong for cheating. Besides, I told you I'm dating Reika now. And you're already married. Trying to get back together now is way too shameless. I don't see Ritsu all that often, but I know he's an honest guy who stayed strong even while suffering from his illness. I also know that he took risks to participate in clinical trials to contribute to medical advancements. Think about how Ritsu will feel when he finds out the truth. He believed you were someone who understood his illness. You tramped on his feelings while he dated you seriously. You treated him as a backup, and to top it off, you mocked his illness. Even if I wasn't dating Reika, there's no way in hell I'd get back together with someone as selfish as you.
Don't say that, please help me! I can't ruin my life taking care of a sick person like this! You really can't consider other people's feelings, can you? Taketo was deeply hurt when he saw you at the wedding. I could tell just from watching that he truly loved you back then. And you manipulated him for your own convenience and hurt him deeply. That has nothing to do with you, does it? It does, because I'm his girlfriend. Taketo is a wonderful person who didn't think my sketchbook habit was weird at all. You deeply hurt such a kind person. If you truly loved him like you claim, at least consider his feelings for once in the end. Ugh! Come on, let's go.
Keeping backups might be efficient and serve as insurance, but in return, it hurts both partners. Unable to comprehend such obvious logic, Fumino stood there, completely frozen, as if her mind had short-circuited.
Why is Reika dating Taketo? I found him first.
After parting ways with us and coming to her senses, Fumino was furious at the reality of all her plans falling apart.
Whatever. Ritsu makes 8 million a year too. He has a good personality and his time is flexible. If I just turned a blind eye to his illness, he's really not bad. I don't even know if things would have worked out with Taketo. just have to think it was a good thing I kept Ritsu as a backup.
Fumino, let's get a divorce.
Huh?
However, a week after our encounter with Fumino, Ritsu suddenly asked her for a divorce with a stern expression.
Ritsu? What's going on all of a sudden?
At the wedding, you and Taketo acted strangely. It's been bothering me ever since. I had a chance to meet up with Taketo recently. I asked him about it, and it turns out you were cheating on me with him.
Ritsu said Fumino had been acting strange ever since the day she ran into Reika and me on her date. Her frustration was oozing out of her, and Ritsu is not someone to miss that.
Seriously? Hey, Taketo!
I'm not Taketo.
No, I was just about to say, speaking of Taketo, that's all!
It was a glaring slip of the tongue. It was painfully obvious she was trying to cover it up.
So that's what happened. Thinking back, the two of you seemed off at the wedding too.
There are things in this world that are better left unknown. Believing that, I had no intention of speaking up. But being called out like this, and realizing Ritsu had caught on and was feeling anxious, I couldn't just stay quiet. I'm sorry, Ritsu. The truth is... After explaining the situation, Ritsu bowed his head over and over, apologizing to me. All I could do was tell him that he did nothing wrong.
Wait, there must be some mistake. Why is this happening? If it ends like this, there was no point in keeping him as a backup.
If it was a mistake, would you have reacted like that at the wedding? We don't meet often, but I've known Taketo since we were kids. He's not the kind of guy who tells stupid lies to ruin someone's happiness.
Even so, it has nothing to do with us now. I love you. No, I absolutely refuse to sign those divorce papers.
Then, you wouldn't mind if I discussed this with both our parents?
That's...
The scenario of her parents finding out about her infidelity flashed through her mind, and finally, alarm bells rang in her head.
Fine! You're going to be all alone with no one to take care of you when your condition worsens. Are you okay with that?
Yes, I don't mind.
You'll regret this, but don't come crying to me.
She snatched the pen he offered and frantically scribbled her name in desperation.
Alright, I'll go submit this divorce paper now. Once the rest of the paperwork is done, our relationship is over.
Ritsu declared coldly, without a shred of mercy. Perhaps annoyed by his attitude, Fumino's anger finally erupted.
You're just a sick person who is nothing but a backup. Yet you keep getting in my way.
A backup?
That's right. You're sick. So you were a backup. My main choice was Taketo. Things only ended up like this because you introduced me to your parents without asking. I've been taking care of you all this time. And now you get cocky and ask for a divorce? My cheating happened before we got married, so legally, there's no problem anyway. You initiated this divorce. Are sick people really so brainless they can't even weigh the pros and cons? A sick person who doesn't know their place should just suffer alone when their condition acts up.
You say such cruel things. To think you held such thoughts about people with illnesses.
Even if these words came out in a fit of desperation, she wouldn't have said them if she didn't feel that way even a tiny bit.
I introduced you because you said you were serious about our relationship. That's all there is to it. If I had known I was just a backup, of course I wouldn't have introduced you, let alone marry you. Besides, unfortunately for you, looking down on me for my illness misses the mark.
Huh? You're just bluffing.
Actually, a new medication was approved for practical use last month. Thanks to that, my condition is much more stable than before.
What?
That's right. Ritsu had been dealing with frequent mild relapses and was being incredibly careful with his self-management so as not to burden Fumino. However, he started taking the new medication last month, which brought his condition to a much more stable state than ever before.
This is one of the medications I participated in clinical trials for back when I was a student, hoping to contribute to medical research. I joined those trials hoping it would help if my future children ever developed the illness, but I never expected to reap the benefits myself. Relapses are still inevitable, but from now on, they should be much milder. Given my line of work, my workplace is very understanding, and I won't have any trouble living on my own at all.
Oh, wait. Does that mean he's just a prime catch with no health worries? If your condition was stabilizing, you should have told me sooner. Wasn't I your beloved wife?
I hesitated to tell you because I didn't want to cause you any worry. It's true that you were looking after me. But I hid it because the uneasy feeling from the wedding hadn't completely cleared up. It turns out that was the right choice. I genuinely loved you, and I swore to make you happy, even with my illness. That's why I made my schedule as flexible as possible to come whenever you called, and why I manage my health so strictly. It's why I never complained about how much money you spent. And yet, not only were you cheating on me, but I was nothing more than a backup. Being bad-mouthed about my illness makes me sick, but more than anything, I feel terrible that your selfish actions hurt Taketo. And to have him attend the wedding on top of it all. Did you even think about his feelings for a second? Well then, I'll go submit the divorce papers now. You should start preparing to move out of this house. Once all the paperwork is done, never show your face to me or Taketo ever again.
Why did this?
Turning his back wholly on Fumino, who had collapsed in shock, Ritsu left to submit the divorce papers. In her greed, her hands had been too full trying to grasp out of her reach, and in the end, she was left with nothing. As for what happened next, naturally, Ritsu and Fumino got divorced. Fumino's parents were stunned and had to be told the whole story behind the divorce. Her parents came to apologize with pale faces.
We are so truly sorry for what our daughter did.
I am so sorry.
But of course, there was no way Ritsu or his parents would accept their apologies. Furthermore, Fumino's own parents were furious with her and ended up disowning her. After being disowned, Fumino lashed out and started acting hostile towards Reika at work. Every time she did, people gave her the cold shoulder, and her boss frequently reprimanded her. Since her behavior didn't improve, she was eventually transferred to a remote branch office.
If your attitude doesn't improve after this, be prepared for a suspension.
But that woman is the one in the wrong, looking so happy with my Taketo.
To be honest, I don't care where she gets transferred. I'm just relieved that Reika's work environment is safe now.
I am truly sorry. I never imagined I was just a backup, and that I'd basically stolen Fumino away from you.
When Ritsu asked to meet, we went to a restaurant, where he revealed his divorce and immediately apologized to me. It's fine, I have no feelings left for her anyway. It was a disaster for both of us, really. More importantly, how's your health lately?
The new medication is working well, and I'm stable. You really have always been a kind guy, haven't you? If I recall.
After briefly dealing with the topic of Fumino, our conversation naturally shifted elsewhere. We reminisced about old times without any hard feelings, our expressions bright.
Good morning. Breakfast is ready. Wonder-kun is waiting too.
I work late into the night, go to sleep, and no matter what, a new morning always arrives. I never complained about my days consisting only of work, but I never realized that having someone to share my life with could make the arrival of mornings feel so light. It's been a year since Reika and I started dating. Looking positively toward marriage, we recently moved in together. Thank you. I'll get up right now. By the way, Wonder is a bizarre dog-like creature she drew recently. She likes it so much, she decorated the dining room with it. You're even amazing at cooking. Reika, you really can do anything.
You're doing it again. I'm going to multiply wonder, you know.
I don't mind. But, you know, by the time you can't fit any more wonder in your sketchbook, I'm sure... Wanting to live efficiently without failing is a natural part of life. But that's no excuse to trample on other people's feelings. The other person has feelings too. Because we never forgot that, even without thinking about efficiency, we were blessed with a wonderful relationship where we truly care for each other.
Ooh, Brittany here. What a vile, vile, vile woman. Actually telling a person they were their backup. That is horrendous. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!